Mondays. We just had a fire session with like the sauce when it comes to technicals, when it comes to education, and we'll continue the same sort of momentum as we get into Monday. We never stop, learning. So the first thing I want to sort of cover is I've been getting a lot of questions recently, a lot of DMs about should we be holding the crypto, should we be selling off the crypto, should we be getting a new job, what should we be doing because the market's a bit bearish. My whole thing right now is to look into the adoption phase, especially when you have doubts, when the markets are sort of rattling the way they are. As we can see, TradingView, we can look at the BTC charts and see a constant a supply and demand issue where it's just going sideways for a little bit. So it puts people into a sort of demeanor that we're going lower, and that sort of puts people in the situation of like, should we sell our crypto early? My question is, are we adopting as quick to the sales that we're doing? Are we gonna have regrets later in the week? So my sort of duty today is to show you the adoption size. I think this is pretty interesting to see. So we covered a bit of this last week, but here's another Twitter profile that you should follow, Ryan Watkins. Really good in-depth sort of fundamental stuff he gives. So he sort of covers a few different pointers this week. So he goes, huge week for the future of crypto mass adoption. Coinbase providing on-chain access directly in app. So currently you can only use Coinbase to swap your tokens, but soon enough we're going to be able to look into like supply and demand in a different way when you see the sort of on-chain data. So on-chain data is something that we cover quite extraneously in our server, and we look into things like Glassnode, right? We look into things like Total Value Locked and DeFi Llama. So soon enough, the local public will be able to see data like this straight on their Coinbase apps. So that's coming up with Coinbase. The next pointer, Coinbase Pay enabling direct fiat on-ramp into wallets like MetaMask. So that's a really cool thing. Like we're seeing this happen. Like this started like last week. The news came out that Coinbase will have a DeFi wallet, and what Coinbase will be allowing for the general public to do is make direct fiat deposits, and then using that direct fiat deposit to deposit, you can say USDT or Ether or BSC or BNB tokens straight into your MetaMask wallet. So we're gonna have that sort of feature come into Coinbase. It's these sort of like intrinsic features that'll get mass adoption. And then we covered this briefly last week, but Robinhood, one of the biggest trading apps in America, is launching a Web3 wallet, right? It's launching a DeFi wallet of its own, and yeah, seeds of the next cycle are being planted as the thing says. So these are the seeds that are planted for the next sort of adoption phase of cryptocurrencies. These are a few different things. So these are things that we have to see that are happening in the background, and they're basically bringing us a bigger audience upcoming. So that's the news there.
Hey,
Yes, sir.
so I have a question about that. Would you say, because I'm not sure if you knew about Shopify. When Shopify, launched their cryptocurrency, it did like a 200x. Would they be launching a token as well with the wallet, or right now it's just the wallet? And also, can you share your screen?
Oh my. 1 second, I'll share my screen now. My bad, guys. I've been talking to a wall all this time. At least you guys heard my voice.
Nah, yeah, you're painting the picture.
You might as well kick off the recording from the beginning, because it was a screen recording.
All good.
No,
I mean,
they can see it on his screen.
Yeah, on my side,
yeah,
you guys are able to see it, so it's all good. But yeah, the question on Shopify, yeah, the way I'll answer it is, it was shopping.io, SPI token. SPI token did the 200x, right? And they released a whole different outlet. Shopify itself has an NFT marketplace, right, that it's working on. So currently, sell NFTs on Shopify. You can do that, and soon enough they're gonna have their wallet where you can connect your MetaMask or your Phantom or anything and be able to pay in crypto. That's upcoming. So that's the massive adoption I'm looking forward to. Did I answer that question, Simon, or did I not answer that?
Yeah, pretty much answered it. But so the company that's launching, their wallet now, Robinhood.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that they wouldn't really launch a coin because it would be like a security or something. Or what do you think about them doing that?
I think Robinhood are just basically just like they did with their first app, was to allow folks to buy that stock in shares. I don't think they create their own sort of crypto. I don't think they're gonna do that or create their own fiat. I think it's gonna be a way for folks to use Ethereum or BNB or their Solana to buy into these marketplaces.
Cool, thank you.
Awesome. So yeah, I mean, like down to it, like these are the kind of things that we gotta focus on, because these are the things that are gonna make crypto more accessible to the various markets. And the second, things like Robinhood and Shopify and others allow for a DeFi wallet. That means you're opening it up to like developing worlds, like Africa, like South America, like Southeast Asia, and we're seeing big things happen here. So that's the news on adoption up till now, when it comes to like things like Shopify, when it comes to Robinhood, when it comes to Coinbase, allowing for like this update here is very bullish when it comes to DeFi wallets. So I'm looking forward to that. The next thing we want to cover is how the dips are being bought. I think this is something that us folks aren't seeing in real time. But yeah, the dips are being bought. So here's Will Clement. Will Clement makes an important assumption here and goes, some massive dip buying from the retail entities with 10 BTC, with less than 10 BTC. The second highest 7-day increase in their holding ever. So usually what we know of retail to do is to like sell at the top and then buy back at a lower price. But what we're seeing right now is retail. What do we classify as retail when we say retail? What we mean by retail is an individual or an entity that has lesser than 10 Bitcoin, right? And if you can see this chart here, you're looking at retail buy up the supply. So this last sort of dip was bought out by retail in real time, especially this week. This week has been fire for a lot of dips being bought. Usually it's the MicroStrategies of the world, it's our Lunas or our Binances that buy these dips, but right now what we're seeing is retail enter that world. So I think this is hopefully indication that we're going to be flipping the markets very soon. So that's a chart of retail buying the dip. It's a Glassnode's chart. What I'll do is I'll share this tweet with you guys in Discord. So just give me 1 second. So just in live chat there, we got that tweet. So yeah, so retail is entering the dips, right? Buying those dips. And now the other thing I want to show you when it comes to on-chain data is this thing here. If this loads up for me. So what we see here is Bitcoin active addresses, and we're looking at these folks buying dips, right? Everything here is basically showing you active addresses and what prices they're buying Bitcoin at, and how much are they buying of and stuff. So I think this is something that we can use as an indicator, especially when we have these sort of low bearish times, is to see what's happening in the background. And something like this can give you real confirmation that we are in fact looking to buy dips. And I think this website here, lookintobitcoin.com, active addresses is something that you guys should kind of look into. So yeah, that's Bitcoin active addresses buying the dips in real time. So I'm gonna share this with you guys as well. All in live chat. And we'll continue. Now this is really cool news. So this is this tweet from Crypto Gucci, I believe, is pretty cool. So what this is showing you is Ethereum number of addresses holding 100 plus Ethereum just hitting a 6-month high. So addresses that hold above 100 plus Ethereums and holding has hit an all-time high, which means more people are holding Ethereum than before in history. So we've seen a 6-month high. People have been holding on these on these Ethereums for the upcoming launch of Layer 2 and Beacon Chain and Proof of Stake. So we're gonna see much more of this. So yeah, it just hit a 6-month high, and we're looking forward to it. We're looking forward to more dips being bought like this, and then being held and having a use case there. So like I think a majority of these Ethereums are being staked up in different ways, and it's pretty bullish. So I'm gonna share this with you guys as well. Let's continue with the adoption news, guys. Let's continue. So Vitalik Buterin has been talking again a little bit. He comes out of his cave and gives us a bit of rumors of what's really going on, right? So here it reads out, Vitalik Buterin confirms Ethereum's merge could happen in August, right? So Vitalik Buterin, alongside with a few core Ethereum developers, claimed that the merge will be completed in August this year. Arguably, the most anticipated event in Ethereum's 7-year history could come in the next few months, asserted the project's co-founder as well as other couple of core Ethereum developers. Like, that's the prediction. This could happen before the difficulty bomb slows down the network. Speaking at a panel during a permissionless conference, Ethereum's core developer Preston Van Loon noted that the merge could occur sometime in August. So he quotes here, says, as far as we know, if everything goes to plan, August, it just makes sense. If we don't have to move the difficulty bomb, let's do it as soon as we can. So difficulty bomb is something we approached in the Berlin hard fork, and it's something that we have to basically be attuned of. Like, we have to have this thing happen before the month of October, November, or else we go into a loop again, and then we're waiting a bit longer for the merge. So currently, we predict it to be August. Let's see if August really reveals, because they just started Beacon Chain testnet. So, but that's the quotes from the folks here at Ethereum, and we're looking forward to that. Let me just put the volume a tiny bit down, guys. It's a bit way loud. Cool. So that's the news on Ethereum's layer 2. And why do I talk about Ethereum layer 2? Because this is where the crypto markets will flip. I feel Ethereum right now is at about 90 to 100 million tokens in current supply, and when Ethereum layer 2 comes in, you're only gonna have 40 to 50 million. So you're gonna have half the supply, and that's when people are able to stake their Ethereum. And that's when we get into proof of stake, and I'm looking forward to that. It's a time when I think Ethereum would hit $7,000, $8,000, $10,000. So we'll see that happen. I'm gonna share this article with you guys as well, so you guys can read about it. But that's the stuff on layer 2 there. Let's continue. Yeah, this was pretty bullish news this week. So Binance adds support to layer 2. So this is pretty cool. So Optimism is the solution used by Uniswap, by quite a few different companies and corporations. that are using Optimism Layer 2 as a way of sort of adopting on Ethereum currently. So no one wants to pay those gas fees. So Binance just added to that as well. So Binance adds support for Layer 2 Ethereum scaling solution. Optimism. Popular Ethereum scaling solution Optimism is now supported on the industry's largest cryptocurrency exchange, Binance. So the article reads, the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange, Binance, today announced that it has integrated the Layer 2 scaling solution Optimism. However, the exchange only supports deposits at this time. Withdrawals aren't available until the exchange achieves optimal liquidity. So this is a quote from the announcement. So it goes, Binance will open withdrawals from Ethereum on Optimism network once there are sufficient assets in our wallet. So we're going to be seeing a lot more Ethereum transactions take place on Binance and swaps take place. So I'm looking forward to it because currently it's the opposite, where you can only like purchase centralized Ethereum on Binance, and it's not DeFi orientated yet, but soon enough you're going to be having Optimism, allowing you to swap between Ethereum and other pairs. So people ask, what is Optimism, right? So Optimism is a Layer 2 scaling solution for Ethereum aimed at helping reduce costs and improve transaction speed, an Achilles heel for many blockchain networks. So yeah, so Optimism, as we know, did their recent airdrop, and they're going quite big and not stopping. Like, they're just creating layers all over the place. So this was pretty bullish news for DeFi to see Binance use Optimism as their Layer 2 adoption for Ethereum. So that's the news on Binance adopting to Layer 2. Now we have a few more articles left for you guys. This is a pretty interesting one. So crypto hedge fund CEO Sozu lists 3 potential catalysts for the next Bitcoin rally. So this is a big hedge fund founder telling you 3 things that will lead to the mass adoption of crypto this year and the bull run. I don't know why I can't zoom into this, but there we go. So crypto billionaire also revealed 3 possible catalysts that could trigger the next bull market for BTC. So the first thing he points out is El Salvador's conference of the 44 central banks. So we covered this in quite detail last week, where we told you all these different banks and sort of diplomats from all these different countries actually went to El Salvador for a conference on how to take up Bitcoin tender, how to adopt into the DeFi aspect. So that was quite big. So we're going to see a whole development through the year of all these developing countries actually creating their exchanges and adopting to cryptocurrencies. OPEC to use in international payments. So OPEC is our oil supply, and the announcements from OPEC was that they will be taking payments in cryptocurrencies this year or next. This year or next, we're going to see international payments be made on BTC and DeFi, which is pretty cool. So international payments on OPEC. And then the third one was commodity nation sovereign wealth to conduct thesis-driven allocation. So let's break down these 3 meetings, right? These 3 sort of points Zoo makes. So Zoo's first catalyst refers to a meeting held in El Salvador amongst authorities from 44 different countries discussing Bitcoin. The second refers to the possibilities of the Organization of Petroleum, OPEC, petroleum exporting countries, OPEC, accepting crypto payments for oil purchases. And the third thing that he points out, the third trigger refers to the possibility of sovereign wealth funds from commodity-centric countries allocating funds to Bitcoin. So countries like Norway, like the United Arab Emirates, like you can say USSR and all this sort of sovereign backgrounds of gas, electricity, and stuff. Germany. These sort of commodity-centric countries are looking to allocate funds to Bitcoin, because a lot of trading takes place, a lot of import and export takes place between commodity-driven countries, and if you have all that sort of finance driven through transactions in Bitcoin, that's big. At the time of writing, Bitcoin is valued at 29K and has been trading almost completely sideways for the past 7 days. So yeah, so these are the things that Lozu kind of touches on. And if you want to go into more sort of detailed about the mere multiples and the historic lows that Zozu's talking about, I think you should read through this article. So I'm going to pass you guys this article here so you can read more into it. But those are the 3 predictions that Zozu makes that will bring us back to the bull run. I'm going to pass that here to you guys. Now we have a couple more things to go through, and I think you guys will appreciate this stuff. But if you guys know about Pharrell Williams, musician, artist, quite successful in the hip hop industry and sort of urban scenes. What does he say about Web3, right? So he says, Web3 is scaring the system. At VCon, the musician described how he sees blockchain technology changing the world for the better. So what's the key takeaways here? So he goes here, popular musician and producer Pharrell Williams spoke at the VCon NFT conference on Saturday. He described the potential impact of Web3 on creative industries, but also on human rights and worldwide, on the wider world. So let's see if we can take some quotes from here. So this is what he had to say here, right? So he goes, Williams said that he began exploring the concept of NFTs a couple of years back and that he was late to it. Vaynerchuk returned a facial expression suggesting that Williams' take was inaccurate, that he was actually early to NFTs, given that the market just took off in 2021. So what does Williams say to that, right? So he points out, when I say I'm late, it's because I thought about it more than I did anything about it. And thoughts are awesome because thoughts are things, right? But it doesn't really matter until you do something about it. So he sees quite a few things going on. So basically, what's the grander impact, of Web3? So he goes here. You come here talking to the people about blockchain and Web3. What you should know is this is the moment in time where everything is changing right now. You all are looking at these old systems. You know that they're antiquated. You know that they don't work, and you are standing up and you're saying no more. Yes, we're in a recession. He goes, yes, your crypto is going down, gonna go down like everything else. But you know what? I'm gonna hold because it was founded on something very different than what Wall Street was founded on. Right? He continues. He goes, blockchain and Web3. It's unlocking something that is scaring the system. They are really looking. They are working really hard to put laws together to try to legislate around your concept, your ideas. You all are the most powerful human beings on this planet. You don't know it yet. So that's the sort of bullish and really revolutionary words that sort of Pharrell had to say about Web3 and where crypto is right now. So I hope you guys found that bullish. Let's continue with the final clip here. So if you guys remember in 2016-17, a guy called Farmer Bro was arrested for securities. And basically he's someone I think you guys should follow a little bit. Like I think what he did was when he was in his hard times, when it was sort of the Trump, Bernie Sanders, and Hillary Clinton sort of era of 2015-16 elections, what Martin Shkreli done was he gave fundamental analysis. Like he gave fundamental analysis, and he actually covered a lot of cool stuff. So introduction to investing in finance. This is something I want to share with you guys because like, this is how I learned about EBITDA, like profit and loss. Like he taught us the holy trinity of finance, and he basically goes through like company to company, goes through you can say a lot of cool stuff. Like he breaks down the sort of the balance sheets of these companies. He tells you how much they're borrowing. He shows you the cash flow statement, and he looks into the profit and loss accounts. So I learned a lot from that. And then at the end of after he's been through all the Tech 100 companies, he goes through Bitcoin. So this is something I want to show you guys. This was back in 2015-16. Fundamentals Bitcoin. Let me see if I can get there. Bitcoin. Where he goes through BTC, Martin Shkreli, Bitcoin. Maybe it's this one. Actually, when I find out, I will share it on the Cobra discussion. But he goes through like the breakdown of Bitcoin, which was pretty cool. So yeah, so this is Farmer Bro, and he just got out of prison, and this was what he had to say about DeFi. So he goes here. I started using Uniswap in prison. Fresh from a stint in prison for securities fraud, Farmer Bro Martin Shkreli has shared some of his thoughts on Bitcoin, DeFi, and Web3 with the crypto community. So days after leaving prison on fraud charges, Martin Shkreli said that he was optimistic about the future of crypto during a Twitter Space session. Shkreli was particularly enthusiastic about DeFi and said that he had used Uniswap in prison. He also name-checked Algorand and Solana as promising projects and said that he thinks Ethereum could overtake Bitcoin in the near future. So all the stuff that we've been saying the last 4 to 5 months, he kind of highlighted. He said there is a flip that's going to happen. He mentions the bullish aspects of projects like Solana. He talks about Uniswap a little bit. So let's read from his quotes. So he goes here. A Uniswap is really cool. I started using Uniswap in prison. I don't think at this time the limit of where it can go. I think we'll see more and more financial products that end up in DeFi. Eventually, we'll see some crypto entities be bigger than the banking behemoth. Now, he goes. Shkreli also commented on how traditional stocks could be tokenized using blockchain. There are so many ways we can do things with DeFi. There should clearly be an Apple coin and a Tesla coin. DeFi already makes Apple and Tesla trading possible through synthetic assets, though they're yet to see mainstream adoption. Shkreli decreed. So he goes, the idea that I can't buy a Tesla shares without going through this SEC apparatus and all these other steps is kind of nuts. There are people breaking the silo and trying to destroy it forever, I hope. So that's his viewpoints on just stocks as usual. He goes, the so-called flippening with Ether is worth more than BTC. It's hard for that not to happen given that the use cases of Ether. So you see, like the guy is really bullish on DeFi, and this guy owns one of the biggest sort of pharma companies in Wall Street. So he's kind of like a millennial here, where he's kind of explaining how the old, the new has to break through the old sort of modules, and we should be able to buy an Apple coin or a Tesla coin and not have to go through stocks and SEC filings and stuff. So yeah, guys, I hope that gives you a bit of like sort of a bullish environment to think about, and that's where DeFi is currently going. We're having mass adoption. We're having a lot of big heads talk about it. We're having the beacon chain testnet sort of resume with Ethereum, and we're seeing retail start to end up buying the dips as well now. So normally when retail starts to buy the dips, that's a pretty bullish move towards higher prices. So bear with us as we see price get back to the sort of 1450k on Bitcoin and further on. But till then, guys, thank you so much. I'm out. Thank you.